Jinxie. We talked a little bit about him a second ago. He grew exclusively on Rainbow Six. He wouldn't touch another fucking game, right? Now he can play whatever game he wants. He could have went IRL. He could have did a whole lot of shit, and he wasn't into that. Dashie is another good example. I don't know how many OGs you know Dashie. He's one of my favorite content creators. Before he ever had a gaming channel, he had a voiceover skit channel. And he dominated. He had millions of subscribers. It wasn't until he dominated that field, he pivoted to something else. You'll see a lot of entertainment. 50 Cent dominate music, right? Then he's like, oh, what do I want to do next? I'm bored. Now he goes into film. He dominates film. Now you can do next. Be transitioning out of the niche before you conquered it. You can, but there's going to be a trough where things look a little ugly. You know, money slow down, views slow down. You could do that. I've seen it happen. Ron is a good example, right? Where Ron had a dip, but then he was good enough to where he was able to bring it back. And now, like, I saw him at 110,000 people at 4 a.m. yesterday. So it doesn't mean you can't pivot out of niches. Sometimes niches scare people because you think, oh, I'm a creative soul. I don't want to do one thing. I don't want to be in a box. Sometimes the box is nice. And just so you know, even when you don't think you're in a box, you just happen to be in a big box. Everybody's in a box. Duke and Speed, good examples of two NBA 2K content creators that grew to the peaks in their games before they transitioned into other stuff. Duke doing lifestyle stuff, and Speed obviously doing the IRL streaming. Okay, this is like pretty practical. The biggest streamers are doing it, and it's not a secret. The guy that's synonymous with YouTube is streaming on Twitch. The guy that's synonymous with Twitch is now streaming on YouTube. It's not an accident. Like, they're watching what's happening and they're making adjustments. Streaming exclusively to a platform that's not paying you is just like, that's kind of like only playing on PlayStation, but you could afford an Xbox and a PC. Like, you can, but you're gonna miss out on some stuff. So you might as well stream on all of it. We're on YouTube and Twitch right now. You can do that too. A lot of people do that too. Yeah. It's just like the issue with TikTok is if you say nigga one time, you're out of there. Yeah. So that's, for me, it's like, yeah. Nah, they fry you. Yeah. Kai's niche? Early days, Kai did a lot of prank content, ding dong ditches and stuff like that. He was on campus. He was doing a lot of like dating type of style content. Then he was with us in A&P, and then he started doing like IRL content. So like everyone kind of starts a niche. Kai's a little bit of a hybrid though. I wouldn't say he was in a clear niche. Yes.
I switched my niche fully.
That's good. And
I used to be hot tubs with girls. I was like slapping ass.
Yo, quiet down. Everybody listen to him.
What the fuck? What the fuck that niche was?
No, he's good. He's not talking to you though.
Yeah, I switched to all dude content and I chill with the bros and have fun.
Dude content.
All right. In this stage, if you have under 250,000 followers, it's gonna be tempting to stream more, to come up with stream ideas. I promise, you need more short form ideas. This is what your day should look like. You should genuinely be spending 60% of your day on short form. This is not exaggeration. This is not shock value. In fact, it might be a fucking understatement. I would dedicate maybe 40% of your time to streaming, 60% of your time to shorts. If you don't have a shorts person, that's okay. Make them yourself.
Is that clips?
Yes, shorts, TikTok, IG Reels, all that, yes. It could be whatever, as long as people post it. Yeah, because shorts barely make any money anyway. All right, so this is, okay, I'm gonna do this for every stage just so you guys get a sense, because I know hiring is like a little bit of like nobody talks about it. But this is what my team looks like. So I have an operations guy. Yeah, he's in the tone suit. We got creative and camera, Marcus, but he's club director. Operations like get shit done. You know what I'm saying? So like, yo, we actually needed a stand built. He's getting a stand built. We need this for stream. We have this idea. Let's pull this off. He's the one that makes ideas. Like, he gets the physical things to make the ideas happen, right? Tech. If you do, who does like a lot of IRL streams primarily? All right, there's a world where you might eventually need a tech person. Like if you start going to Amazon to survive and you know you have all these sets you want to create and you have all these segments, there's a world where it might be helpful to have a tech person, but not at this stage. A manager, this is the person, manager or agent, they want to get you deals. They help you with stuff, you know what I'm saying? Like from time to time, day-to-day things as well. Assistant, I know it sounds like assistant is like a luxury, but if you're making like over $1 million a year, I don't know how many people here, I don't want to pocket watch everybody, but you will hire an assistant and you will go, oh my God, I've saved myself so much time. What are you gonna do with that time? Put it back into the content. But so you're making way more than you paying an assistant because you freed up your time. So assistants, I know it seems like an extra, but genuinely is probably one of the more functional roles, but not yet. a channel manager / editor that can help with shorts, but primarily these are people running your YouTube channel. You don't necessarily need that yet. Shorts. This is actually the main thing I would suggest. If you do have some extra bread and you're looking to grow as a streamer, this is the main thing I would try to invest in, okay? And then accountants and lawyers. Once you get to a point, people sue you for everything. So you might potentially need one, but not at this stage. So next stage. This is like a little bit of the middle ground. In this stage, YouTube is the game. If you do not start doing YouTube, I promise, once you become a bigger content creator, you'll be like, fuck, I have no YouTube presence. I'm an idiot for not starting earlier. So this is the point where every time you do a stream, you're not just thinking clips, you're thinking, hold on, what's the video, what's the thumbnail and title gonna look like? How am I gonna post it? Feel me? And this is gonna be a big part of your distribution. One thing you'll learn once you get good at YouTube, YouTube's ceiling is significantly higher than every other platform by a long shot. Like, I want to talk about it. If you want to be a huge content creator and you're not on YouTube, you're not that big. It's just that simple. Even if you look at Kai before he started co-streaming, his cenat live channel is pulling millions of views per video. All of the biggest streamers have huge YouTube presences. That's not an accident. So not only does it have the highest ceiling, you stand to make the most money from long-form content. Your appeal is a lot more global. In Twitch, Kick, and even YouTube streaming culture, it's very bubbly, right? Your audience is going to be people that speak American, maybe speak English, maybe potentially more black. But on YouTube, it's like everybody watches it. Everybody. And when I meet people that I'm like, damn, I wouldn't have expected you to watch my content, they actually don't watch the streams. They usually watch the YouTube, okay? And the good thing about YouTube is there's no end. It can eat you 24/7. You will sleep, wake up, the video got more views. So when you create content that's evergreen, you're not just winning while you're live. It's just winning 24/7. Yeah. So I want to give you an example. If you guys have a Ludwig class at some point, please block in. This is no troll, one of the best executors of YouTube content. I want you guys to really lock in. I mean, try and analyze the first minute of this video.
That's how many people have bought Magic Chameleon. For reference, that is more than Mario Kart
Les gars,
in the first few
je suis en classe.
Magic Chameleon only came out a few weeks ago. In fact, it's more than Street Fighter 6 has done in 3 years. And it's more
Production, are we good? Change the camera, man.
press that I want you to press now.
Damn, man. Good job, production.
Pick a cringe spot if you want to win, or maybe just do a funny spot that usually doesn't end up working out. But what if you had actual professionals, aka artists? How would they do? To find out, I employed the help of my good friend Squeaks to be static hunters, and we would trace down.
Okay, so I will. If you look through YouTube, there's probably not a single video that any of you guys did that. He's just the best executor I know. And the crazy part is like, Ludwig is not like a Kai Cenat speed. Like, obviously no disrespect, but he's pulling numbers like them on YouTube. This is not an accident. That's a gaming video. He could have just started with the start of the game. Instead, he did this whole post commentary. He played music in the background. He was cutting, zooming to things, visually stimulated. But then the words he's saying is hooking you.
With the AMP agents.
That's just a good concept. Not only is it a good concept, the thumbnail and title, the package is good. Once you click on it, he's hooking you. You're like,
if you know what I'm saying.
I don't know what the game is, but now I'm hooked. I want to know what the best people do. He's visually showing the painting. It's like maximum stimulation, and then there's going to be the release where the game starts, but now you're hooked. You get what I'm saying? So when you want to look at mastering YouTube, mastering hooks and long form, I genuinely don't know if there's a better person than Ludwig to do that. And then here are some examples of good thumbnails. So, dumbest spots in Mecha Chameleon. Simple title, a circle and an arrow. Couldn't be that hard. But when you put yourself in the audience shoes, you're scrolling through, you're gonna be like, where? I don't see anything. Boom, that's it. Where? I don't see anything. Let me click the video. That looks like a crazy spot, right? This is an Ash Out video. Ash is one of my favorite YouTubers and now streamers. And this is one of his funniest videos. I took a racist to the most dangerous hood in America. And not only was the content phenomenal, it was like a double prank where like he was frying people. It was like a really, really good video. But on top of that, this guy looks petrified and he's surrounded by people that you can make context of or in the hood. It's just a good video. So you should be looking when you're watching streams, when you're watching YouTube videos, don't just click the thumbnail. What about the thumbnail made you want to click it? If you're not asking yourself that question, you actually are just zombie consuming content. You actually haven't learned nothing. You know what I'm saying? Like, who here has a passion outside of streaming? Like, what's your passion? Read and music. Sometimes when you're listening to music, do you feel like, oh my God, I wish he would have done it like this? Or you think about, why did he do it in that note? Because you're a student of music. If you're watching film, now you want to analyze the lighting and why they frame it like that. And oh, who did the score and the music? If you're not thinking like that as a streamer, is it really a passion? I'm telling you, like you should be looking at it and be like, damn, he went crazy, she went crazy. What made that so appealing to me? You will learn so much by simply asking that question. If it's peak content and you could afford it, I would say yes. You don't have to do it for every video. We didn't do that, no. No, I'm not gonna lie, that's why I use the Ludwig example. I can do better, yeah. Then I would have them arrange it in a way. But it doesn't have to look that crazy. Sometimes it can just be a cliffhanger, right? Of like the most interesting part that complements the title and the thumbnail, and then the video starts. It don't have to be crazy, well edited like that, but take those steps in that direction. It's gonna help a lot. Okay, all right, in this stage, you might want a manager. You're gonna start getting certain brand deals, certain opportunities. You get to that point, 250 to 750. Yo, can we quiet down, please? This is 250 to 750,000 followers. Yes. So you might want a channel editor. This is someone that's gonna manage your YouTube channel. So you can give them pointers, post this content today. My editor, he knows you post this as soon as he posts it. So not only do the stream get the content, you know what I'm saying? Might be a clip that comes from it, but then we're gonna post it on YouTube and it's most likely gonna perform well on there. Yeah, it's a VOD on your channel. So, and if you're using IRL Toolkit, they'll save it in the cloud over there too. And then when it comes to how you spend your time, okay, you're still spending a large portion of your time using shorts and streaming, but now you want to spend time making things happen, operations, coming up with segments, thinking of things that are higher appeal, more interesting, right? You want to spend 5% of your time on business, reaching out to brands, building relationships. This is the stuff that we're going to get into a little later. It's going to fund some of the stuff you do. And then also you want to be spending a good amount on long form. But if you have a channel manager, you won't have to spend too much in this area. If you don't have a channel manager, it might look a little bit thicker. Okay, and now we're getting to the 750 to 1 million range. Do I gotta like pinch it? Is that why it does that? Am I slow? Okay, all right, in this range, congratulations. You can finally stream more, okay? Which might always be a good thing. Sometimes you don't want to be a volume streamer doing 12 hours a day. It's a burnout. But in this, if you want to think to yourself, let me give you a couple examples. Like in this context, let's use Lacey for an example. Lacey has a channel manager. He has editors. He has managers. He has all that stuff. There's really no reason why he can't maximize his time streaming here and even after here. So like as a really big streamer, it makes sense to dive more of your time into streaming. That's going to result in more clips. That's going to result in more revenue. That's going to result in a better connection with your community. But I wouldn't pre this before you did all the other stuff. Building the community exclusively on them streaming platforms is very, very challenging. So if the goal is growth, spending time off platform first is the best way to do it. All right, couple fun facts. We talked about it earlier. Co-stream everything, please, for the love of God. If you guys want to reach out to a certain content creator, Instagram is actually the best way to do that. On your story, at them, it shows up in their notifications, and most of the content creators I know look through that. So even if, and you'll see it, they'll be in your views. So like if there's something you want to say to somebody, don't spam them, obviously. But like, that's probably, if I knew like there's one way I want to reach somebody, I'd literally put up a story and then at somebody. You can literally privately do it too, so they're the only ones that see it. But if you want to specifically make sure someone specifically sees something, that's the best way to do it. Twitch stories are very underrated. I actually don't use them. Kai the one that told me this last week. And he used them for every stream. You know what I'm saying? If there's a stream he wants to hype up, Twitch stories send a notification to your Twitch followers. So now they know when the stream is going to happen. That's elite. Instagram communities, super underrated, especially if your community is already on Instagram. I know Twitter comms are leaving soon, so if you're looking for an alternative, I made an Instagram community. I personally couldn't be bothered with Reddit or Discord. And the more you study, the more you win. I promise. If you are not studying, you will win less. This is facts. You can be the most entertaining person in the room. But if you are not paying attention and studying the content that's performing on your channel and on others, you will be limiting yourself. This is factual. In this section, you want to spend a large percentage of, yo, can we quiet down, please? In this section, you want to spend a larger percentage of time on strategy. What direction are we headed? What's some fire shit I can do for the summer? What's the rollout going to be like? You know what I'm saying? You want to spend a large portion of your time streaming. The streaming is the top funnel. You go live, the clips eat on socials,